You're watching the Brother Henry and You Show.
Engaging. Informative. Inspirational.
Enjoy today's program. Welcome back. My name is Henry Harris. You are watching the Brother Henry Youth Show. We have been talking about the origin of offense, and let me tell you, it has been very, very good. I hope this information has helped you in your area of offense, that you may be dealing with offense. I believe it has helped me in a tremendous way. This week we're going to go into part 2 of the origin of offense. Would you believe it if I told you that there are actually some people that look for offense, or they hunt for offense? Some of you probably say, well, that's just not realistic. It actually is. There are actually some people out there that feed on offense. They actually hunt for it. They actually look for it. And that's basically what I want to talk about today. Believe it or not, there are 2 categories of people in the world. Number one, you have the ones who receive offense. Those are the ones, the people who offend them. They receive that offense, they receive that hurt. And you actually have another category of people, which are people who gravitate towards offense. And in other words, they run towards offense. They love it. They welcome offense. So I want you to think about it. Knowing what offense is, who in their right mind takes pleasure in seeking for it? I don't look for it. I think offense and to be offended is a hurtful thing. I think it's a very discomforting place to be, very uncomfortable place to be. So who in their right mind would actually gravitate towards offense or go look for offense or hunt for offense? But there are people that do that, and that's why I want to talk about this today. Most of these things, such as hurt, resentment, displeasure, anger, we run from, not necessarily run to. And I know that in my own life. I'm not running towards anger. I'm trying to run away from it. I'm not running towards hurt. I'm trying to run away from it. I'm not running towards offense or trying to find something to be offended about. I'm running from that. So here's the truth about offense. And I want you to listen to me very clearly when I say this. If you're looking for it, you do not have to look very far. If you're one of the people that's watching right now and you find yourself offended about everything, you're just looking for trouble, you're looking for offense, you don't have to look very far. Get on Facebook. You'll find something to be offended about. Turn on the TV. You'll find something to be offended about. Go to work and work with some co-workers and somebody says something to you and you just find yourself so oversensitive. We're going to talk about that here soon. Overly offended about every little thing. And some of the things we're offended about don't even matter. If you're looking for it, you'll find it. If you're looking for fault in something or someone, I want to let you know today, you will find it. People who look for offense, they feed off of offense. It's almost like a negative energy. You know, when 2 negative people connect, or maybe they're in the room, it seems like the atmosphere shifts, the atmosphere changes. And it's the same way with people who look for offense. When they connect with other people, there's a negative energy that comes in the room, and you just know that's what it's all about. I think another reason why people look for offense is because it only confirms or validates the offense that they themselves already have in their heart. In other words, I'm already offended. It's who I am. Many people have to accept this as their identity. So let me find something to increase the offense that I already possess. If you start looking for offense, it's no different than putting your hand in a bunch of needles trying to find the right one. It's like having a bucket of a bunch of needles and say, I'm looking for the right needle. Well, you're gonna be getting poked. You're gonna be getting hurt, because how are you gonna find the right needle when they all look the same? And that's exactly what offense is. That's how offense operates. All it would do is hurt you in the long run. So being offended or even looking for offense, I want you to know it's not the right thing to do. It's not healthy for you. Being offended is a form of self-righteous, remember, self means self-righteous validation. What I personally discovered is people feel entitled to be offended about everything. It's my entitlement. I have a right to be offended. They talked about me. They lied on me. They abused me. They did this. So I have a right to the way I feel. And you're right. You are entitled. You do have a right to be offended. It goes back to what we talked about in lesson 1 last week, but you have a choice to be offended. They'll say, it's my entitlement. I've earned my badge of offense. They wear it proudly right there. They've earned, but that ain't really anything to be proud of if you really think about it. Well, that's an award I wouldn't really be proud of. That's a badge I wouldn't be proud to wear or to carry around. My friends, this is not normal at all. But those who choose to look for offense, it is normal for them. For some people to be offended about something, it's actually normal for them. They have no issue with it. So there are various things that comes to my mind when it comes to why do people look for things to be offended by. And I have 3 reasons I would like to cover. Number 1 is oversensitivity. And that just simply means that they are oversensitive people. They are easily bothered. They are easily offended about everything. These are people who are easily and highly sensitive about everything. No matter how you say it, no matter how you do it, no matter how you explain it, they still take extreme offense to it. These are the type of people that are not only highly oversensitive and highly over-offended about everything, but these are also the type of people that typically wear their feelings on their shoulders. I mean, come on. Who wants to live that way? Number 2, they have nothing else better to do but to be offended about something. Believe it or not, there are people like that. Looking for offense has become an occupation to many people. And I often think, what a waste of time. What a waste of energy. Looking for offense 24/7, 7 days a week. When we could be doing something in our life that is much more meaningful and much more productive. You have a lot of time on your hands, my friend, to be engaging in offense, to be gravitating towards offense, to be looking for offense. You have a lot of time on your hands. Just think about that time when you get older. Just think about all those years you've wasted being offended about things. It will not matter. I'm telling you this from experience. As I grow and as I learn, as I evolve, it will not matter. The things that you're offended about when you're 20, when you're 30, you look back, you're like, why was I offended about that? Some of you who may be older, I'm just 32. Some of you may be in your 60s and 70s. You look back at the things you were offended about when you were 40 or 30, and you're like, what was I offended about? Why was I looking for offense? It won't even matter. So the things that you are offended about today will not even matter tomorrow. So why even be offended? Number 3, offense. You got to understand this as well. Offense is deeply personal. Sometimes it's not really you, it's just them. These are people who already have offense in their hearts. So being offended or looking for offense is an internal response based on how that person interprets the situation. There's been things that I've gotten offended about that I had very little knowledge of, that I didn't understand. And how often do we do that today? We find ourselves becoming offended about things that we misunderstand, which leads into next week's episode. We're going to be talking about misunderstanding creates offense. Sometimes when we don't understand something, we become offended about that. Sometimes offense comes through not understanding something properly. So I look forward to going into part 3 with you next week on the origin of offense. I love you guys. I'll see you next week right here.
Hi, my name's Heather. Thank you for watching the Brother Henry and You show today. If you've enjoyed the show today, visit us at facebook.com/The Brother Henry and You show. Thank you for watching and have a blessed day.